Have you ever felt like you were at a crossroads, not knowing whether to keep or let go of a familiar relationship? Sometimes we cling to a friendship out of comfort and familiarity, but deep down you probably know that it's no longer growing for us. It's a difficult realization, realizing that the people with whom we've shared so many laughs, tears and memories may not be the ones who will stick with us forever. It's in these moments of uncertainty that the wisdom of Stoicism offers a unique and profound perspective. This ancient philosophy reminds us of the value of personal growth, that sometimes in order to move forward, we have to bravely make difficult decisions about who we'll be with. This doesn't mean coldly abandoning people, but rather choosing relationships that truly support and encourage us to be our best selves. Stoicism is not only a philosophy of life, but also a compass for us to reflect on our relationships and personal growth, guiding us towards a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Number 1. The growth paradox in relationships. In our quest for personal development, we must recognize the profound impact that relationships have on our growth. If a connection stifles our evolution, it is not merely a minor issue but a significant red flag. Stoicism teaches us that the people we choose to associate with play a vital role in shaping who we are. We must be vigilant in cultivating relationships that uplift us and support our journeys. Seneca, one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers, emphasized the importance of constant evolution. He believed that we should strive to become better versions of ourselves through reflection and the experiences we embrace. Healthy relationships should inspire us, challenging us to reach new heights. If a relationship feels like an anchor dragging us down rather than lifting us up, it's time to reassess its value. We need to reflect on whether we are growing together or merely coexisting in a state of complacency. Consider the dynamics of relationships that leave us feeling drained, unmotivated, or diminished. Such connections can create an environment of stagnation where comfort overshadows growth. It is crucial to evaluate whether the people in our lives encourage us to explore new ideas, pursue our passions, and confront our limitations. If they foster dependency or resentment, we risk settling into routines that inhibit our potential. Stoicism encourages us to take responsibility for our choices, including our relationships. We have the power to decide who we allow into our lives, and it's essential to make these choices with intention. The individuals we surround ourselves with should embody the values we aspire to uphold, encouraging us to reflect on our actions and support our navigation through life's complexities. Moreover, healthy relationships are characterized by mutual respect and understanding. They provide space for both individuals to grow independently while fostering a sense of togetherness. In contrast, relationships that impose limitations or stifle individuality can lead to resentment and dissatisfaction. We must create an environment where both partners feel free to express their thoughts and emotions without fear of judgment. As we examine the nature of our relationships, we should ask ourselves, do these connections encourage growth or do they perpetuate stagnation? Engaging in honest self-reflection allows us to identify those relationships that nurture us and those that do not. The courage to make necessary changes, whether that means setting boundaries or, in some cases, letting go, is a fundamental aspect of personal growth. Number 2. Mastering our emotions. In the intricate web of human relationships, emotions can either be a source of support or a wellspring of turmoil. When we find ourselves entangled in relationships filled with drama, we often feel drained, as if our energy has been siphoned away. The Stoic philosophy, particularly the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, offers us profound insights into how to navigate these emotional dynamics and regain control over our responses. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that while we cannot always control the events that occur in our lives, we can certainly control how we react to them. This is especially vital in relationships where negative emotions can arise. Rather than allowing ourselves to be swept away by anger, frustration, or sadness, we have the power to choose our responses. By cultivating this sense of control, we protect our inner peace and well-being, transforming potentially draining interactions into opportunities for growth and understanding. Some emotional awareness is the cornerstone of this process. Recognizing our feelings as they arise allows us to assess their source and impact. Instead of reacting impulsively, we can take a moment to reflect on what triggers these emotions and why they affect us so deeply. This mindful approach enables us to discern whether our feelings are rooted in reality or if they stem from our interpretations of others' actions. By shifting our perspective, we can prevent ourselves from becoming victims of our emotions. Furthermore, it is crucial to examine the relationships in our lives. Are they sources of support and nourishment, or do they contribute to our emotional fatigue? Relationships that lack understanding and mutual support can lead to feelings of isolation and distress. In such cases, we must consider whether these connections are worth maintaining. Marcus Aurelius encourages us to surround ourselves with those who uplift us, fostering a sense of community that nurtures our emotional well-being. This does not mean we abandon those who challenge us. Rather, we learn to engage with them in ways that protect our energy and mental health. Another key aspect of managing our emotional responses is the practice of reframing. By consciously shifting our thoughts about a situation or person, we can alter our emotional landscape. For instance, instead of viewing a conflict as a personal attack, we can see it as an opportunity to clarify misunderstandings and strengthen our bond. This reframing not only reduces our emotional distress, but also opens the door to constructive dialogue. As we strive to master our emotions, it is important to remember that this is an ongoing journey. Just as Marcus Aurelius practiced daily reflection, we too should cultivate the habit of introspection. Setting aside time to assess our emotional reactions and relationships can lead to significant insights. We may discover patterns in our behavior that need addressing or recognize relationships that require reevaluation. Through this continuous process of self-examination, we become better equipped to handle the emotional dynamics that arise in our interactions. Moreover, embracing vulnerability can be a powerful tool in fostering authentic connections. While it may seem counterintuitive, allowing ourselves to be open about our emotions can deepen our relationships. When we share our feelings honestly, we invite others to do the same, creating an environment of trust and support. This vulnerability can dissolve drama and misunderstandings, allowing for genuine connection and empathy. Ultimately, the Stoic approach to emotions teaches us that while we cannot escape the emotional currents of life, we can learn to navigate them with grace and wisdom. By recognizing our feelings, choosing our responses, and fostering supportive relationships, we reclaim our energy and emotional well-being. Marcus Aurelius' teachings remind us that we are the authors of our emotional narratives, capable of crafting a story that reflects our values and aspirations. And number 3, the essence of true freedom. In our pursuit of meaningful relationships, it is vital to recognize the importance of autonomy and mutual respect. The feeling of being controlled or manipulated in a relationship serves as a significant warning sign, one that should not be ignored. Genuine connections should empower us to make our own choices and express our individuality, fostering an environment where both partners can thrive. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies the belief in personal autonomy. Stoics teach that true freedom is achieved when we recognize our ability to govern ourselves. This self-governance is foundational for any healthy relationship. When individuals feel their choices are influenced by manipulation, It not only compromises their autonomy, but also undermines the trust that is essential for any meaningful connection. In such situations, we must pause and reflect on the dynamics at play. Are we participating in a partnership that encourages our growth, or are we trapped in a cycle of control that stifles our spirit? In examining the nature of relationships, we must differentiate between love and manipulation. Love thrives on respect, understanding, and the freedom to express our true selves. It is characterized by a willingness to support one another's decisions, even when they differ from our own. Conversely, manipulation is insidious, often masked as concern or care. It can manifest in subtle ways such as guilt tripping or emotional blackmail, leading us to question our own judgment and desires. The Stoic framework offers valuable insights into navigating these complex emotional landscapes. By developing a clear understanding of our values and boundaries, we equip ourselves to recognize and address manipulation when it arises. This clarity allows us to engage in relationships that honor our autonomy rather than diminish it. True relationships are built on a foundation of mutual respect, where both partners are free to express their thoughts and feelings without fear of reprisal or control. Moreover, it is essential to cultivate self-awareness in our interactions with others. We must examine how our own behaviors contribute to the dynamics of our relationships. Are we inadvertently allowing others to dictate our choices, or are we asserting our needs and desires? Self-awareness empowers us to communicate openly and honestly, ensuring that our relationships remain grounded in respect and autonomy. Embracing our autonomy does not mean acting selfishly or disregarding the needs of others. Instead, it is about finding a balance between our individual desires and the shared goals of the relationship. It involves engaging in healthy dialogue where both partners feel heard and valued. By fostering an atmosphere of mutual respect, we create the conditions for both individuals to flourish, each empowered to make decisions that resonate with their true selves. In the end, the essence of true freedom lies in the ability to choose. When we are in relationships that nurture our autonomy, we experience a profound sense of fulfillment and connection. We learn to appreciate the unique qualities that each person brings to the partnership, celebrating our differences rather than allowing them to create division. By standing firm in our values and asserting our right to choose, we not only enhance our own lives but also contribute to the richness of the relationship as a whole. Number 4. The cost of connection. In navigating the intricate landscape of human relationships, it becomes essential to assess their impact on our well-being. The Stoics, with their profound insights, remind us that not all relationships contribute positively to our lives. Some may inflict more harm than good, and it is crucial to reevaluate these connections to preserve our inner peace. At the core of Stoic philosophy lies the understanding that our relationships can significantly influence our emotional state. The essence of this perspective is clear. We must carefully examine whether our interactions promote harmony or disrupt our tranquility. By reflecting on the nature of our connections, we gain clarity on which relationships serve our best interests and which ones do not. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, emphasizes the importance of cultivating a peaceful mind. He reminds us that we have the power to choose whom we surround ourselves with, and it is within our rights to distance ourselves from those who bring negativity into our lives. A toxic relationship can erode our sense of self-worth and inner peace, leading to a cascade of emotional turmoil. Recognizing this truth empowers us to prioritize our well-being and make conscious choices about who we allow into our lives. Seneca also provides valuable guidance on this matter. He argues that relationships should enrich our lives, fostering growth and mutual support. If a connection continually drains our energy or stifles our personal development, it warrants re-evaluation. Seneca's emphasis on self-reflection encourages us to ask difficult questions. Does this relationship uplift me? Do I feel safe and respected in this connection? Are my values aligned with those of the other person? These inquiries serve as a compass, guiding us toward healthier relationships. The Stoic principle of understanding the distinction between what we can control and what we cannot is particularly relevant here. We cannot control the actions or attitudes of others, but we can control our responses and choices. When faced with a relationship that brings more pain than joy, we must remind ourselves that it is within our power to set boundaries. These boundaries may involve limiting interactions, having open conversations about our needs, or in some cases, severing ties entirely. Embracing the Stoic notion of resilience is also crucial in navigating harmful relationships. Instead of viewing the end of a relationship as a failure, we can reframe it as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Each relationship teaches us something about ourselves, our values, and our needs. By letting go of connections that no longer serve us, we create space for new relationships that align with our journey toward fulfillment and peace. As we evaluate our relationships, it is essential to remember that prioritizing our peace does not mean we should be dismissive or harsh. Rather, it is an act of self-respect. Healthy relationships are characterized by mutual respect, understanding, and support. When we hold ourselves to this standard, we cultivate an environment where love and connection can thrive. Number 5. The pillar of respect. In the intricate tapestry of human relationships, mutual respect stands as a foundational pillar essential for fostering healthy connections. When respect diminishes or vanishes, the relationship often becomes dysfunctional, signaling that something fundamental is amiss. This lack of respect not only undermines the bond between individuals but also erodes trust and empathy, leaving a chasm that can be difficult to bridge. To cultivate relationships that flourish, it is vital to recognize and affirm our own worth. Understanding that we deserve to be treated with dignity empowers us to seek out connections that mirror this principle. Respect is not merely a nicety. It is a fundamental necessity that shapes the dynamics of our interactions. When we approach relationships with the understanding that each party deserves recognition and appreciation, we lay the groundwork for a partnership built on trust and mutual understanding. The essence of mutual respect lies in the acknowledgement of each individual's value. This recognition fosters an environment where open communication can thrive. When both parties feel valued, they are more likely to express their thoughts and feelings honestly, leading to deeper understanding and connection. In contrast, relationships marred by disrespect often devolve into patterns of silence, resentment, and misunderstanding, creating an emotional distance that can be difficult to overcome. Striving for relationships that prioritize mutual dignity requires a commitment to self-awareness and introspection. It is essential to evaluate the dynamics of our relationships critically. Are we compromising our own values and boundaries in the name of pleasing others? Are we accepting behavior that diminishes our self-worth? These questions serve as a compass, guiding us toward healthier interactions. By setting clear boundaries and communicating our needs, we create space for respect to flourish. Moreover, mutual respect involves recognizing the humanity in others. It calls for empathy and understanding, acknowledging that everyone has their own struggles and experiences that shape their perspectives. By approaching others with compassion, we can foster an environment where respect is a natural outcome. This shift in mindset not only enhances our relationships, but also enriches our own lives, creating a ripple effect of positivity and growth. Number 6. The truth beneath the surface. In the intricate web of human relationships, distinguishing between reality and illusion can be one of the most challenging yet essential endeavors. Often we find ourselves clinging to illusions crafted by our desires, fears, and projections, rather than embracing the stark truths that lie before us. The clarity we seek in our connections is not just a luxury but a necessity for building genuine relationships. The Stoics remind us that accepting reality is fundamental to cultivating meaningful interactions. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to confront the truth with an open heart and mind. This acceptance allows us to see others as they truly are, rather than how we wish them to be. When we acknowledge the genuine nature of our relationships, we create a solid foundation upon which trust and intimacy can flourish. It is this clarity that transforms superficial connections into deep, authentic bonds. However, the allure of illusions is powerful. We may be drawn to idealized versions of our friends or partners, fostering expectations that are often unfulfilled. Seneca warns us against this trap, emphasizing that illusions can lead to profound disappointment. When we invest in a relationship built on fantasy rather than reality, we set ourselves up for heartache. Disillusionment often follows, leaving us questioning the very nature of our connections. Embracing reality does not mean abandoning hope or denying the beauty of our aspirations. Rather, it invites us to approach our relationships with honesty and vulnerability. This perspective encourages open communication, where we can express our true feelings without fear of judgment. By doing so, we foster an environment in which both parties feel safe to reveal their authentic selves. In such an atmosphere, illusions fade away, making space for a more profound understanding and connection. Moreover, recognizing the distinction between reality and illusion can empower us to navigate the complexities of human interaction with greater wisdom. When we accept the imperfections of others, we cultivate compassion and empathy. We come to understand that each person carries their own struggles and insecurities. This realization enhances our ability to connect with others on a deeper level, allowing us to forge bonds rooted in understanding rather than superficiality. In our quest for clarity in relationships, it is also essential to reflect on our own expectations and desires. Are they grounded in reality, or are they products of our imagination? This introspection helps us to align our needs with the truth of our circumstances. By doing so, we become more adept at fostering healthy relationships based on mutual respect and understanding, rather than fleeting fantasies. Ultimately, the journey toward clarity requires courage. It takes bravery to confront the truths about ourselves and others, to accept the reality of our relationships, and to relinquish the comfort of illusions. Yet this courage is what leads to genuine connections. The richness of human experience lies not in perfection, but in the beauty of our shared vulnerabilities and triumphs. Number 7. Upholding the essence of self. In the intricate dance of human relationships, we often encounter situations that challenge our core values. While the allure of companionship can be strong, it is crucial to recognize that relationships demanding a compromise of our fundamental principles can lead us astray. The teachings of Stoicism provide a profound framework for navigating these complexities, emphasizing the importance of remaining true to ourselves and living in alignment with our core beliefs. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies the notion that integrity is not merely a personal virtue, it is the cornerstone of a fulfilling life. Compromising our values for the sake of pleasing others or maintaining a relationship can undermine our sense of self. When we sacrifice our principles, we not only dilute our authenticity, but also risk entering a cycle of internal conflict and discontent. True happiness and fulfillment emerge from a steadfast commitment to our values, which serve as a compass guiding us through the tumultuous waters of human interactions. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, reminds us that the true measure of a person lies in their character and adherence to virtue. In his reflections, he implores us to prioritize our moral integrity over external validation. When faced with dilemmas that test our values, we must ask ourselves whether our actions align with our true selves. This introspection allows us to navigate relationships with clarity and purpose, ensuring that we do not lose sight of who we are in the process. Seneca, another luminary of Stoicism, offers insight into the nature of relationships and the importance of surrounding ourselves with those who respect and share our values. He teaches that true friendship is built on mutual understanding and alignment of principles. When we engage with individuals who challenge our core beliefs, we must critically assess whether such relationships contribute positively to our lives or detract from our sense of self. It is better to be alone than to compromise our integrity for the sake of social acceptance. Living in accordance with our core values fosters not only personal growth, but also resilience in the face of external pressures. When we remain grounded in our beliefs, we develop a strong sense of self-worth that enables us to withstand the inevitable challenges that arise in our relationships. This steadfastness cultivates a healthy dynamic, where our connections with others are based on mutual respect and understanding, rather than coercion or compromise. The Stoic perspective encourages us to view our core values as non-negotiable pillars that uphold our character. In times of uncertainty, it is essential to return to these values as a source of strength and guidance. This practice not only reinforces our identity but also enhances our ability to engage with the world authentically. By embodying our principles, we attract relationships that resonate with our true selves, leading to deeper and more meaningful connections. In a society that often prioritizes conformity over authenticity, the Stoic call to uphold our values is a radical act of self-assertion. It challenges us to resist the pressures to compromise for the sake of acceptance, reminding us that true integrity lies in living according to our principles. By embracing this philosophy, we can navigate the complexities of relationships with grace, ensuring that our connections reflect our authentic selves. Number 8. The art of mutuality. In the intricate dance of human relationships, the principle of reciprocity emerges as a fundamental theme, highlighting the delicate balance required for healthy connections. To nurture meaningful bonds, it is essential that both parties engage in a dynamic of give and take. One-sided relationships, characterized by an imbalance of effort and support, not only stifle individual growth but can lead to resentment and disconnection. At the heart of reciprocity lies the idea that relationships thrive on mutual support and value. When we invest in one another, we create a foundation of trust that fosters deeper connections. This exchange is not merely transactional, it is a rich tapestry woven from shared experiences, understanding, and a genuine desire to uplift one another. Healthy relationships encourage us to share our strengths while also being vulnerable enough to seek help when we need it. Consider the Stoic view, which underscores the importance of virtue and integrity in all our dealings. A reciprocal relationship embodies these principles, as it requires us to approach others with honesty and respect. By actively engaging in reciprocal interactions, we reaffirm our commitment to the well-being of those around us. This commitment transforms our relationships into a source of strength and resilience, enabling us to navigate life's challenges together. It is important to recognize that reciprocity does not always mean equal exchange in every instance. Instead, it is about balance over time. There may be moments when one person needs more support and another can provide it. Conversely, there will be times when roles are reversed. The key lies in the ongoing commitment to maintaining a dynamic where both individuals feel valued and supported. In cultivating such relationships, we must also be discerning. It is crucial to seek out connections that enrich our lives and align with our values. Not all relationships will nourish our growth, and some may indeed be detrimental. We must evaluate the dynamics at play and recognize when a relationship is leaning toward imbalance. Healthy boundaries are essential in these situations, allowing us to protect our well-being while fostering connections that promote mutual flourishing. This journey of establishing reciprocal relationships is not without its challenges. It requires self-awareness, empathy, and the willingness to communicate openly. We must be attuned to our own needs and the needs of others, striving for clarity and honesty in our interactions. And by doing so, we pave the way for deeper understanding and collaboration, which are vital components of any meaningful relationship. In the context of Stoicism, this quest for balance aligns with the overarching goal of living a virtuous life. As we cultivate relationships rooted in reciprocity, we embody the Stoic principles of justice and benevolence. Each interaction becomes an opportunity to practice virtue, demonstrating our commitment to the greater good while also enriching our own lives. And number 9. The call to courage, recognizing and overcoming abuse. In the realm of human experience, abuse takes many forms, each violating the fundamental tenets of Stoic philosophy. Recognizing abuse is not just about acknowledging its presence, it is about understanding its profound impact on our inherent worth as individuals. Stoicism teaches us to stand firm in our self-worth, to value our dignity, and to take decisive action when faced with harm. At the core of Stoic thought is the principle that each person possesses intrinsic value. This understanding is vital when we confront situations of abuse, whether they manifest as emotional manipulation, physical violence, or verbal degradation. Any act that seeks to diminish our self-esteem or violate our sense of safety stands in direct opposition to the Stoic ideals of respect and integrity. Abuse is a betrayal of trust, a fundamental assault on the very essence of who we are. Recognizing abuse is the first step toward reclaiming our power. It requires a deep introspection and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. Often those subjected to abusive dynamics may find themselves trapped in cycles of denial, rationalizing the behavior of their abuser or minimizing their own suffering. Stoicism implores us to see things as they truly are, to strip away the illusions that cloud our judgment. By acknowledging the reality of abuse, we empower ourselves to take action. The Stoic response to recognizing abuse is not one of passive endurance, but rather one of active engagement. It urges us to exit relationships that compromise our well-being and self-respect. This does not mean abandoning the principles of compassion or empathy. Instead, it emphasizes the importance of self-preservation and establishing boundaries that protect our inner peace. Choosing to leave an abusive situation is a courageous act that reflects a profound commitment to our own dignity and self-worth. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control the actions of others, we can control how we respond. In situations of abuse, this response involves cultivating a strong sense of self and recognizing that we are not defined by the mistreatment we endure. We are inherently worthy of love, respect, and kindness. By embodying this truth, we create a foundation upon which to build healthier relationships rooted in mutual respect and understanding. Moreover, Stoicism encourages us to embrace the discomfort that often accompanies the recognition of abuse. It is natural to feel fear, sadness, or uncertainty when faced with the prospect of leaving an abusive relationship. Yet within this discomfort lies the opportunity for growth and resilience. Each step taken toward liberation from abuse is a step toward reclaiming our autonomy and reaffirming our worth. Number 10. The art of honest communication. In our increasingly complex world, the theme of communication takes center stage, revealing the profound impact it has on our relationships. At its core, failed communication often signals deeper underlying issues that, if left unaddressed, can erode the very foundation of our connections with others. To navigate these turbulent waters, we must recognize the critical importance of clear and honest dialogue, fostering a safe space for open discussions. The essence of effective communication lies in our ability to express our thoughts and feelings authentically, while also being receptive to the perspectives of others. Too often we find ourselves entangled in misunderstandings, assumptions, and unspoken grievances. These breakdowns do not merely stem from a lack of clarity in our words, but often reflect deeper emotional currents that influence our interactions. When we fail to communicate effectively, we inadvertently create barriers that hinder our ability to connect on a meaningful level. Creating a safe environment for open dialogue is essential for nurturing healthy relationships. This involves cultivating an atmosphere where individuals feel valued and respected, allowing them to express their thoughts without fear of judgment or repercussion. Anderson. It is in this space that true understanding can flourish, enabling us to address conflicts and misunderstandings with empathy and compassion. When we approach conversations with a mindset of curiosity rather than defensiveness, we pave the way for deeper connections and more profound insights. Honesty plays a pivotal role in the communication process. It requires us to be vulnerable, to share not just our ideas but also our emotions and fears. This vulnerability fosters authenticity, allowing us to connect with others on a deeper level. By being honest about our intentions and feelings, we encourage those around us to reciprocate, creating a mutual exchange of trust and understanding. Moreover, effective communication is a skill that can be cultivated through practice and mindfulness. It requires us to listen actively, to seek clarification when needed, and to respond thoughtfully. Active listening involves fully engaging with the speaker, setting aside our own thoughts and reactions to truly absorb what is being said. This practice not only enhances our understanding of the other person's perspective, but also demonstrates our respect for their feelings and experiences. The insights gained from embracing clear and honest communication are invaluable. As we develop this skill, we begin to identify patterns within our relationships, recognizing the recurring themes that may indicate unresolved issues. These patterns often reveal areas where we need to grow, both individually and collectively. By addressing these underlying concerns openly, we can strengthen our connections and foster a sense of belonging.